What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is the Rapl. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Yoshi. The map is Calm Shores. This is the best of 5 for the playoffs, the quarterfinals of the Champions League Season 3 tournament. What a time to be alive. First game going for Rapl. Second game, gods completely changed for these players. Yoshi going in with the Loki. Of all gods, going in with the Loki. As we see an immediate second dock started here for Yoshi. He knows. He knows. And I know as well. As we're going to see Rapl most likely just deconstruct this pretty much immediately. If I'm Rapl, I wait just a little bit. He does see the second dock coming down here, and he says, all right, no worries. Imagine here if Yoshi stops building the dock. Nah, he's going to finish it off. He has to. Anyways, best of 5. Game number 2. Loki versus Kronos. The evil gods going at it on Calm Shores. This is the first attempt, I believe. No, I think there was another attempt of a Norse trying to play on this map. But this is the first attempt by a Champions League player to play Norse on this map. I'm super excited to see what he's going to come up with here. As the fishing ships are out, Yoshi getting his house down. Another villager coming out here as well. Rapl has to decide whether or not he's actually going to go for a deconstruction play on this side or not, and kind of figure this one out, because Yoshi has played around it really nicely by just putting 2 docks down. Obviously, if you deconstruct one, the other one is just going to come up nonetheless. And here's the thing that I think that is really, really interesting with Loki versus Kronos on this matchup. Well, one, if you try and fight on the water really hard here, the Loki player can go for a Heimdall rush here. As we see, some dwarves are already out. Yoshi's getting his villagers onto the wood over here. He's got his villagers over here as well. There are some fish on this position here as well, as the fishing ship is searching out for those that location. As we do see the Ulf start getting very angry here, saying, go away, leave me alone. And Oracle going to be pulling back. Now, if Rapl can find where the temple is of Yoshi, that's going to be a good usage of the deconstruction, because you can stop the Hersa from being built and slow down Yoshi's advantages. But we'll see where Yoshi is going to be attempting to put up that temple. We see the temple coming down for Rapl on the front here. The spy is on that citizen, as the Ulf's going to be getting pulled back into his home base. He needs to get that temple down fairly quickly. I think he's been a little bit late on it. Wait, he's been housed? Oh, he got an Ulfsark out here. But he has been housed at this point because of that Ulfsark. I didn't think that was going to happen. As Yoshi now going to need to get that temple up. A little bit of a blunder in the build order, so to speak. As Yoshi wants to get up to that next age. And it does seem like Rapl here already up through Prometheus. Now, the most important thing, as we see a 3 fishing ship Prometheus coming through here for Rapl. The most important thing to do when you're doing these aggressive plays is to make sure you get a dock down on this side of the map as well. Because even if you can destroy all the fish here, your opponent can just move over here and just live the dream. And that's what we're going to see from Yoshi. Yoshi here, he's going to get one dock deconstructed, the other dock is going to get targeted down, and Yoshi can just move over to this spot and be completely fine here. As we see the classical age coming through here, just after this dwarf is going to be popping out, most likely. As the Oracle move forward, I think Rapple's making a bit of a mistake by not valoring his Oracles back here as the Ulfsark come through. The deconstruction coming down onto this position. Maybe a little bit too early there. Too Ulfsark to put up another dock on this position, as we see the walls coming up here from Yoshi to defend this position and defend that dock nicely. I like the play there from Yoshi to defend himself. As the Oracles retreat back, they get the hero citizen. Another way you could have done it was send the citizen forward here, so he wouldn't have had to have pulled as far back there. But the dock is going to be coming up here for Yoshi. That deconstruction was a big, big blunder by Rapl, because this dock is going to be coming up, and the The dock on this position is not going to be going down fast at all, as we do see the house coming up here. The Bream have started. Still no effort to move over onto this position here for Rapl to get the dock up over there. Same too for Yoshi. I'm surprised to see him not send that Hearser onto this position, because he doesn't need to defend this. He just needs to force out as many Bream as he can and prevent Citizen from getting docks up on the left side of the map to be in a completely fine position here. As we see the Bream coming through, going to try and push those units away. The Promethean Oracles getting some good damage done. Yoshi, is he going to start longboats? Yes, he will. As the Bream are just moving back and forth here, dodging those arrow fire nicely. As the dock will end up falling. It's going to be a little ways away before the second deconstruction comes down. So no problem where that's concerned. As one longboat doesn't even come out, and Rapl just says, alrighty, we've got this position sorted. Nice early game here for Rapl. As the units are all pumping out, though, do we see any military academies or anything coming out? Not just yet. As the Breams are getting cleaned up pretty quickly at this point. Rapl needs to keep on dodging this. He is going after the house here, but the dock will fall. He's going to be able to get all of the fishing ship locations over here. He needs to move over and drop that dock immediately, and he is going for it. But Yoshi, on the other hand, he's sending his units up there, and if he can deny the docks, that's going to be huge, because he can get onto the left side of the map and make up for those problems. Look at all the wood in the bank here for Yoshi. This early game is going as well as it possibly can here for Rapl, but he does need to be careful. As the Citizen going to come through here. One way to play around this is to time shift a mana down and then build a wall segment on this position here. You can make it very, very simple to defend yourself here. As the dock coming up over here as well. Rapl going to get his stuff through fairly soon here. As Yoshi going to be losing a Hearser on this position. The house going down here as well. Dock coming up on this position, and we are seeing now the Hearser getting a little bit of damage done as the military barracks are coming down for Rapl. After all is said and done, Yoshi's in a difficult position here. Houses are needing to come back up. The dock is up on this position. If Rapl can get himself out some Bareems, he might be able to stop the docks from actually coming up here. He's not got them up just yet. More concerned with getting out those. No Milo, still no fishing ships on this position. Oh, he's got one, I think. Oh, she's got 9 fish. He should be considering going up a little bit more on those fishing ships, as we do see some Bareems coming up on this position here to just force something out here for Yoshi to grab this location. As the Bareems come through and they spot the Skraeling. Not quite fast enough there, as some longboats are indeed going to come through here for Yoshi. But Rapl, he doesn't really need to put a whole lot of effort here. He's already got the fish over here. And he can put all the pressure onto the land. All he has to do is force out a couple of longboats here, which I think he's going to do. How many has he built? Just 2? He just built 2. Yoshi with a lot of resources. He can get himself a second town center. The gold mines here. You see this Citizen is sitting on this position. That's a dangerous Citizen there. But he's there nonetheless. Rapl is sitting back for the moment here. I think he's got all the advantages in the world to be putting pressure onto the front here. Especially because look at the gold mine. 1,000 gold left. It's going to be gone in around about a minute here with that many villages on it. Maybe a minute and a half, I guess. As the longboats pop out here, Rapl doesn't need to build anything at this point out. He's already forced out the longboats onto this position, so that's a big amount of resource sink from Yoshi, and that makes up for the resources he's put into the right side of the map. And Rapl's been having fish for this whole point, so he's got to be he should be happy with the amount of advantage that he's found at this point. He does build one fishing ship into this dock here. It seems to just say, just sit back, go away, no problems. Now Rapl needs to think about a second town center or potentially a full all-in on the land. He's got a lot of production facilities. He's got those Kara Ballaster out. He's taking a little bit too long putting the attack onto his opponent. We do see that Hall of Thanes is in here as a house going to be going down in the middle of the map, actually with 1,000 gold in the bank, taking out the The buildings over, not the buildings, the gold mines over here will be a little bit tough because it's quite far across the map. So Rapl needs to move into the middle of the map now and start building buildings here and continuing to get more and more stuff out. But his army is going to be very tough to beat. He's got Carabalster, he's got the Mermillo, he's got everything else out here. And the fact that Yoshi here, he's got those longboats, but he has to kill off these docks. He's only on 6 fishing ships, so it's still a huge advantage for Rapl in terms of income here. As he does push through, he's going to be looking for a couple of kills here as one Ulfsark does end up getting sniped down. The wall's going to get broken down here. The unit's going to be pushing in onto this position to try and take out the houses and everything else. There is one troll here that could get sniped down. We do see that immediately getting targeted down as Yoshi pulls back here. Villagers getting pushed off of the gold. We do see watchtowers coming through, but there will be a deconstruction available to take that down if he so chooses. But he has to decide whether or not that's really worth it as the gold mine does expire over there. As this manor is getting closer and closer to falling, Rapl might want to send some units over there to defend that for the time being, or he does utilize the citizen here to start shanking that Herso down. As the Herso gets pulled back and Rapl now has to pay attention to that one much better. Now we see the Herso moving in for a bit of a raid here. The villagers, where are they going to go? He doesn't need gold for the time being, and he realizes that. He's kind of tricked Rapl to some degree. As this mana does go down, the temple going to come down here as well. A little bit of value going to come through here for Yoshi as this game continues. First scene coming through as just finished there as well as Rapl now getting himself that second town center on the back. As we do see a lone iron here. I'm going to try and put a stop to this town center from going up, but the Mermillo says, no, not today. Good awareness from Rapl to finish that one off. As the house is getting taken down over here. Dock going to go down on this position. You might want to just consider something a little bit different as the town center will come up on this position before Yoshi can get his Herso there. There's a stray Valkyrie getting some damage done on this position. The hero Mermillo going to retreat back to try and defend that. Rapl can take this game slow as well to some degree because he's got such an advantage economically that he should be okay to deal with whatever comes for him from Yoshi. He can also go through not Hyperion, but the other one, Rhea, to get Trader to steal away some Loki myth units. As the Herso are taking out the main base. Rapl here still kind of moving around the map trying to figure out something here as Yoshi has managed to get himself basically to the heroic age. The armory coming up there. Herso still searching around. Rapl is very, very intent on trying to get this gold star, but he just doesn't have... hasn't got the knowledge here that Yoshi has got plenty of gold. And he's got plenty of gold to get him to full population. Taking a fight here is vitally important. As these units coming in, they're going to get cleaned up very, very easily. That's wild. That is actually wild. Yoshi knows all the tricks. You can sit underneath Town Center Fire with a Valkyrie and sit here forever underneath this Town Center Fire. It seems. As one Carabalster are going to come in, push those Herso back. So we do see the armory getting taken down. Yoshi has clicked up through Bragi at this point, as he does have a complete gold starve. One thing you can do when you have these gold starves is start building more buildings and time shifting your buildings onto the gold mine. That way you don't have to leave population on them. And you can find yourself an advantage where that's concerned. As now, Bragi on the way. Rapl going to be going up to the heroic age now. He's got the armory. I imagine he's going to pick Hyperion, but he could pick Rhea. It's going to be an interesting decision to see. Nonetheless, he does pick Rhea, and seeing as he should be time shifting this temple down to this position so that when the flaming weapons comes, he can pop the behemoth out to go after the main base and take out that town center with no problems there. As the villagers here for Yoshi, he is playing this so safe at the moment. He's just saying, I'm going to get all of this wood and I'm just going to sell it for gold. Not going to go for a gold mine. Rappl's got me trapped in, and Yoshi is using the brain to the nth degree here, recognizing exactly what he can do and what he can't do, and he's not taking any risks here in this game. But this will allow Rapl more and more time to get set up and everything else that he needs. We do see some walls coming up on this position. Deconstruction on that temple is just that little bit too late to stop the battle ball from coming in. The armory does get taken down as well. Town Center will come up for Yoshi here as Rhea just about to come through. As more military barracks are coming down, still no effort from Yoshi to come onto a second gold mine. He's now getting that market up. As the villager in the middle of the map here getting targeted down by an Einhjar. As we do see the trade up onto the battle board. As the units from Rapl starting to push forward. I think that if Rapl focuses on getting to the Mythic Age here, whether through Vortex or through Implode, that's going to play around this Flaming Weapons much, much better than being aggressive here. As the Citizen does end up falling, mana getting moved onto this position for villagers to come there as well. As we do see heavy infantry through for Rapl at this point, taking down the troll here as that gets pushed back. Yoshi sells all of his wood here, trying to get those Hersa out as best as he can. As the villagers now moving over onto this gold tier. Rapl getting himself heavy Kyro Ballista, a very, very rare upgrade. We don't see all too often. One of the big differences between the Kyro Ballista and a regular unit is it is considered siege. Even though it has 0 crush damage, it is considered siege, so it doesn't get armory upgrades, but it does have line upgrades. It's a very, very weird unit, and we do see the Flaming Weapons coming through here. Rapl decided to turn around and take this fight. Probably not the worst of ideas, considering how few amount of units are here. There's literally, what, 5 Hersa? Just take the... Oh, there's more Hersa going to come, though, so I guess running away makes some sense, but the Hersa... the Mermilla need to pull away there, so we do see those Kyro Ballista getting taken down. Yoshi now going to be out Flaming Weapons here. 35 seconds gone, 30 seconds gone. Rapl going to be pulling back into his main base here, trying to pump out as many of these Mermillo and Arcus as he possibly can. A palace coming down on this position will be an incredibly big help, as now Yoshi can finally move onto his gold mine. As the Ursa still searching around the map. The other thing is that Rapl will be able to hit the Mythic Age relatively soon here. He really didn't lose that much on that attack. I'm still surprised we haven't seen Rapl getting those extra fishing ships out, whereas now Yoshi's got himself 12, so he does have that advantage where that's concerned. As the Flaming Weapons will finish up here, the palace will come through, and those heavy Mermillo are going to be more than enough to defend the Hersa pushing in onto this position. As you do see the Hersa checking out on this location, the walls are up here for Rapl as well. I like that wall to block off the rest of that position there as well. With the palace being up, really, really nice defense here for Rapl. The next problem is going to be for Rapl to deal with against this Loki is going to be the Nidhogg and the Fire Giant coming through. Now, Rapl does have himself access to trade up, to take away at least one Fire Giant, which would be a big help. But how does he deal with the Nidhogg? He needs Hero Arcus. How does he deal with the Fire Giants post that? Well, possibly going through Atlas is the only real good option here. Though that being said, you could utilize the Vortex to start taking down town centers and cause problems where that's concerned. As now Yoshi has moved across the map. Rapl is kind of refusing to fight here. He needs to group his army up and push forward. He's got the advantages with income. He should be taking fights at this point. But the town center here looks like it will get finished. Rapl getting distracted a little bit too much here with his army. He's got a lot of that population over here. No, he has deleted it, so he's doing a good job where that's concerned. Atlas now clicked up. This could be big for Rapl here. If he can get a good implode, this will be a difficult position for Yoshi to be in. Yoshi now throwing down some watchtowers here to make sure he can hold this town center after all is said and done. Rapl on this position needs to start thinking about getting that one up. We do see the temple getting bashed down. Need to rebuild that temple as the Citizen are moving over there. Potentially Rapl could move over with this army there as well to hold onto that position. But hell is now coming through for Yoshi as well. As the units pushing in do get caught out by Yoshi. Nice play. But while that's going on, the Rapl unit's coming in onto this position, but he does get spotted by that Citizen there that's been spied. As we also see a Frost Giant over there as well. Rapl retreating away. We do see a Watchtower getting time shifted by Rapl onto this position to defend his gold, but he does have a difficult path in front of him as the town center is trying to get shot up. Those Hersa are going to put a stop to this basically immediately here. There's no way the town center is coming up. Rapl is refusing to defend it as he needs to fight. 80% of the way through now for the Mythic Age here for Rapl. As one Citizen dies, this mana going to get beaten up there by the Mountain Giant. That was such a huge Myth unit spawn there for Yoshi. As the Citizen all getting taken out on this position We will be seeing a longhouse getting dropped down. Troll spawn. The longhouse, the ghost building is going to be able to prevent those citizens from retreating away. You basically have to drop your implode onto this position, right? As Rapl taking his time here. He's trying to push in with his units. He's lost a lot of citizens now, as it looks like Yoshi's economy has taken over here. Valkyrie pops up on the top position there as well. As the Mamilo retreating away, we do see the town center getting taken out there. Copper mail coming through for Yoshi as well. As the Nidhogg does pop down, and we do indeed see the implode getting dropped down right in the middle of the map. The question is, does he actually pick up those hearse here? He gets quite a few of them, but a lot of them do escape here. Implode is such a... Oh man, he's killing off his own units here. You hate to see it. But that's how it works from time to time. And in that moment there, Rapl does decide to tap out. He doesn't get the value he wanted out of that implode. As we see quite a spectacular lighting there from the implode. But yeah, Rapl can't hold on here. Yoshi, that was such a smart play. That was so smart by Yoshi. He gathered all that gold, and the fact of the matter is, Rapl he was going for a gold staff, but he didn't connect that. The fact that he hadn't fought any army yet means that there's got to be a handful of gold left in the bank, which means he has to keep pushing forward, keep solidifying his position. You can't go for an all-in at that point. He managed to force the defensive flaming weapons, but I think that Rapl needed to be 3 town centers at that point instead of not being 3 town centers. He needed to have that 3rd town center up much, much earlier. If you allow a Norse player to be 3 town centers before the Atlantean player, that's a big blunder after all is said and done. And Yoshi does manage to equalize the series 1-1 here. It is still a best of 5, first to 3. If you guys are enjoying this one, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.